Caitlin Clark just pulled off another jaw-dropping performance that'll have you questioning if she's secretly a superhero. Even with Diana Taurasi out with an injury and probably watching the game through her fingers, Clark was all sorts of electric. The crowd in Indianapolis was practically buzzing like a beehive with caffeine. In the first half, Caitlin was on fire. I'm talking scorched earth levels of fire. She was everywhere, racking up points, assists, and rebounds like she was on a personal highlight reel. The girl scored 5 points, dished out 7 assists, and grabbed 3 rebounds in the first quarter alone. By halftime, she had already scored 18 points, and the Fever were ahead by a solid 20 points. The fans were losing their minds, and Clark was looking like the basketball prodigy everyone's been talking about. But then, drama alert. The Phoenix Mercury decided they weren't just going to roll over. They came out of halftime with a vengeance, slowly chipping away at that comfy lead. The game turned into a nail-biter as the Fever's offense turned into a sputtering mess, and their defense was about as reliable as a leaky umbrella. Even Caitlin, usually the epitome of cool, had a moment of frustration so intense she actually punched the bench. Despite the Mercury's best efforts to make it a game, the Fever clung on for the win. Clark ended the night with a stat line that's basically a highlight reel: 20 points, 13 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. The Fever's victory was crucial for keeping their playoff dreams alive, but it also spotlighted their tendency to unravel in the second half. They're like the guy who finishes a marathon strong, but collapses right before the finish line. If they want to make a real playoff push, they'll need to iron out those second half hiccups. Ever seen a rookie come out swinging like they're on a mission from the basketball gods? That's exactly what Caitlin Clark did against the Phoenix Mercury. The Mercury's defense was pretty much non-existent. They couldn't figure out if she was playing basketball or hosting a one-woman highlight reel. Indianapolis was absolutely buzzing. Every time Clark got the ball, the crowd went wild, like they were witnessing something straight out of a sports movie. She was running the show, and the energy in the arena was electric. By halftime, the Fever had built up a jaw-dropping 20-point lead, and Clark was the mastermind behind it all. She had already dropped 18 points, and the fans were living their best life, cheering like they were watching a championship game. Clark's court vision was like something out of a basketball fantasy. Her passes sliced through the Mercury's defense like a hot knife through butter. For a rookie, she was playing with the calm and composure of a seasoned pro. But just when you thought the game was in the bag, the Mercury decided to make things interesting. They came out in the second half like they'd had a double shot of espresso and were determined to claw their way back into the game. And trust me, that's where the real drama began. Stick around, because the second half was where the fireworks truly started. Ever seen a trio on the court that makes you wonder if they're playing by different rules? Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston just put on a show that was nothing short of spectacular. Clark finished with a stat line that screams basketball genius. She was basically the Swiss Army knife for the Fever, handling everything from scoring to playmaking to swatting shots like they were pesky flies. But wait, it's not just Clark lighting up the scoreboard. Kelsey Mitchell was on fire, dropping 28 points and nailing 11 of 19 shots. She was like a human flamethrower from beyond the arc and was perfect from the free throw line. Mitchell kept the pressure on the Mercury with her shooting, proving she's the kind of player you want on your team when the game's on the line. And let's not forget Aaliyah Boston. She was an absolute beast with a double-double that would make anyone's jaw drop. 21 points and 13 rebounds, including 8 offensive boards. Boston was like a vacuum cleaner under the basket, gobbling up every missed shot and turning them into points. Together, these three are a nightmare for opponents. Clark's playmaking, Mitchell's scoring, and Boston's inside presence are like a well-oiled machine, each part making the others look even better. It's like watching a perfectly choreographed dance where everyone knows their moves and timing. In the game against the Mercury, you could see the magic of this trio. Clark's assists were setting up Mitchell in all the right spots, and Boston's relentless rebounding turned missed shots into golden opportunities. The synergy between them is what makes the Fever so dangerous. You know things are serious when a single game can either make or break your season. Caitlin Clark just dropped a performance that was more than just eye candy for the stat sheet. With this win over the Phoenix Mercury, the Fever are clinging to their playoff spot like a cat on a scratching post. Every game counts, and this one was a big deal. But here's the kicker. While the Fever's playoff hopes are hanging by a thread, this win didn't exactly fix all their problems. They're fighting for one of the lower playoff seeds, and their performance is as shaky as a high school science project. They looked unstoppable in the first half, but come the second half, they almost gave away a 20-point lead like it was a hot potato. If this kind of inconsistency keeps up, they'll be packing their bags for an early vacation. Caitlin Clark's leadership is like the team's secret sauce, keeping them in the game and inspiring her teammates. Her clutch play is a major part of their success. But let's be real, she can't do it all. The Fever's second half collapse against the Mercury showed just how brittle their performance can be. Clark's visible frustration, especially when she punched the bench, was a clear sign of how much this is getting to her. Now, let's talk about the coaching staff. If the Fever keeps playing like this, heads might roll. Coaches are under the microscope, and if the team keeps blowing it in crucial moments, there might be some serious shakeups. In a league where every win matters, the pressure is on for the coaches to iron out these issues and get the team to play a full 40 minutes. Just when you thought Caitlin Clark was cruising toward Rookie of the Year, Angel Reese swoops in and shakes things up. Reese's recent rise in the rankings has put Clark's rookie crown in serious jeopardy. And let's just say, Clark isn't taking this challenge lying down. So, how's Clark's Rookie of the Year bid looking? Pretty solid, honestly. Sure, Angel Reese is making a splash, but Clark's consistent brilliance, clutch performances, and overall influence make her a standout candidate. It's not just about the numbers, it's about who makes the biggest impact on the game, and Clark is nailing that. The race for Rookie of the Year is heating up, and every game is Clark's chance to prove she's the best. If she keeps this up, denying her the award will be like trying to ignore a flashing neon sign. Her journey this season has been nothing short of spectacular, and she's showing no signs of slowing down. So, what's your take? Are the Fever going to turn this playoff dream into a reality? And do you think Caitlin Clark will snag that Rookie of the Year trophy? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments. Let's hear your take. And if you're loving this season as much as we are, hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest updates.